Go ahead there.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Is this Ray?
Yes, it is.
It's Officer Martinez, Tucson PD. What's going on?
Officer oh, okay, the tampering report. I thought it might be something else. Okay. I was recently, yesterday, at the Sheriff's Department prior to closing at the records unit. Well, attempting to get audio because I had a records request in, these guys gave me a transcript. And I reviewed it and refused it because it's like this. If you or anybody else goes to McDonald's and pay for a McDonald's meal, you're not going to accept an EG sandwich. And so these guys tampered with the audio by way of the statute by impairing the availability. They've impaired the availability of the audio, which is public record because they maintain it.
Okay.
Now, under Title 13 in the statute, the statutory authority makes reference to a couple different ways they can tamper, but that's one of the ones I'm alleging, impairing the availability. Now that I've seen the transcript, I'm at this point, I believe, without going over the audio, I can't tell for sure, but at this point I believe that the transcript is in error, or it's also been tampered with.
Okay.
Also, in another case, let's see here. They have tampered with the public record. In fact, I can't find the case number right now. I want to add that in there because this is something they do standardly. Let's see. Is it in here? Oh, those are records requests. Is it right here? Here we go. Just one moment. I'm going through a stack of paperwork.
Okay.
I have documentation for this one I'm trying to bring up.
This is all the Sheriff's Department, though, correct?
Pardon me?
This is all the Sheriff's Department, though?
Yeah, it happened at the Sheriff's, but when they file their records into their records unit, their records unit is in the city limits, which gives T.P.D. jurisdiction. I've already spoke with Ken James about who gets jurisdiction when what happens there, and that's Ken James is special agent with the Attorney General. And so he told me that if it happens in the jurisdiction of the department, then they got it. I'm still looking here. One moment.
But with the Sheriff's records, we have no access to the Sheriff's records.
Well, I'm going to ask you guys to go down there and obtain copies of the transcripts and get the audio and put it into your evidence.
You can't do that.
Well, sure you can.
No, we can't.
Who said you can't?
The Tucson Police Department can't go to the Sheriff's Department and get the records and put it in our evidence.
Well, if it's part of evidence in the city limits against something that happened in the city limits and TPD's investigating in the city limits.
Why is the Sheriff's Department involved in?
Pardon?
Why is the Sheriff's Department involved in?
Because they're the ones that tampered with the public records, as I allege.
They're the ones that tampered with it?
And since their records are filed in the city limits, TPD has venue jurisdiction. I've already gone over this with Ken James of the Attorney General's office. Well, I've gone over the jurisdictional issues.
Well, like I said, I'll make a report of what you're telling me, but like I said, I don't know where it's going to go with this, to tell you the truth, because like I said, it's...
Well, I know where it's going to go. It's a criminal matter. And it needs to be investigated.
Well, I'll put down what you're telling me. But like I said, it's even though Pima County admin inside the city limits, okay, it's still Pima County Sheriff's Department records.
Right, and since they're tampered with in the city limits, that gives TPD venue playing jurisdiction.
Well, like I said, I'll document what you said, but
okay.
What you need to do is go to the Pima County Sheriff's Department and work your way through the chain of command to there.
Well, actually, is that legal advice?
Was that?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello, is that legal advice?
I said you should go talk to Pima County Sheriff's Department and talk to them. That's, it's their records. Yeah,
but I'm not complaining against the department as a department. I'm complaining against the individuals that are doing these outside the scope of their policy, outside the scope of the policy that says deputies are mandated to abide by all.
That's what I'm saying, though. They work for the Sheriff's Department.
But the venue playing field is in the city limits.
I understand that, but it's the Sheriff's Department building, and the Sheriff's Department...
In the city limits. So are you telling me that the Attorney General is wrong?
You tell what to say about it. I say, I'm going to document what you tell me.
Okay. I don't want to argue about it. I know what I believe, and I know what I've already been through. And
like I said, I'll document what you're telling me.
Okay, now here's a case number also of a previous case that I can prove the same kind of Mickey Mouse nonsense. So 0809 12319. That public record they know is tampered with, and they've been maintaining it. I can prove it with their own 911 call they maintain. The officer lied. Everybody I've gone through, like you said, Internal Affairs is broken at the Sheriff's Department, so I'm done with them. I'm just filing risk management claims against them, and we're going whichever way it's got to go.
Okay, but like I said, this case, what's the other case number you're referencing to?
The other case numbers are, where's the dang? Video and audio recordings, case number. I believe it's case 100523114, and then also well, there is another one, but that's enough for now. I can't. Okay, wait a minute. I think here's another one. 100523114. And I know the public records law itself is civil, but that means they got to stay inside the civil subject matter box. That's another jurisdiction. And when they jump outside of it and impair the availability of public records, try to give apples instead of oranges, that's a major no-no. And I'm calling them on it. And they've done it before, and it's documented 100%.
Okay, like I said, once again, this is the sheriff's matter. It's not really a Tucson PD matter.
Okay, I hear you saying that, but I've already gone through this in detail. I'm a researcher, and I already know.
That's fine. I'm just telling you right now. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Okay.
Okay, and
what you're telling me, I'm gonna put these case numbers down. We have no access to these case numbers. Okay.
Pardon me?
We have no access to these case numbers.
Well, after you do your investigation and question these sheriffs and pull the records, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
That's the sheriff's department. That's another department to do that.
Pardon me?
We're not gonna investigate the sheriff's department.
Oh, you're not?
Tucson PD?
Yeah.
You have to go through another channel for that. But
I'm sorry, but Mr. Rick Valencia of the Attorney General said if it happens in the city limits, T.P.D. has the jurisdiction. If it happens in the county, then the sheriffs would have the jurisdiction. If it happens anywhere else above the ionosphere, that might be NASA. But this is sovereign land, and you guys have city jurisdiction, and sheriffs have county jurisdiction.
Alright, like I said, Mr. Ray, I'm going to document what you're telling me, okay?
Okay, here's another thing I'd like you to document. In case you want to pass your jurisdiction to the Attorney General, he advised me that you guys have to give a written referral passing the jurisdiction. So unless I see one of those, then I'm not going to believe that the jurisdiction is passed because I've already gone through this with...
Like I said, I'm going to make a case report number.
Okay, I know. I'm just giving you other... if that happens, then it's not going to fly that way.
Hold on, listen, okay?
Okay.
I said, I'm going to make a report of this. Okay, I'm going to put these case numbers you have on down. I'm going to give you a case number, and I'll forward it upstairs and see what happens.
Okay, now also, I have a press card. I'm a member of the press. And I tried to get the records from their public information officer, and they sent someone down, a Rey Carlson, badge 5158. She seemed very helpful and knew that I should be able to review the audio, and then she went and talked to a Tony Stevens, who is the records supervisor, badge number 1177, and he quickly changed her mind, and she said I wasn't going to get it. Now, T.P.D. gives out audio, and if sheriff's not going to give out audio, there's no such thing as secret public records. If they maintain it, it's public record. If it's tampered with, then I want them charged with a Class 5 tampering felony. I mean, I think it's Class 6, actually. And then Rey Carlson, she said that she was referred down there from Jason Ogon, who is, in fact, allegedly their public relations officer. Okay, so I tried it under A.R.S. 39-121. I tried it as a member of the press. And now I'm going to have to do an editorial and a story on public records being tampered with, not abiding by the public records law. I just see a lot of stuff happening here, so this is a huge one, and we can't drop the ball on this one. I'm asking you to push it through best you can.
Like I said, I'm going to make a report and pass the report along, and after, when it goes up further, that's up to them to decide what to do with it.
Okay, well, since it's up to them, go ahead and advise them that I also cited obstructing a criminal investigation by delaying the information of testimony, and I would like for that not to happen in this case, so I don't have to do any more follow-up in a different direction.